What is up, guys? Today we're going to play this game, The Farmer Was Replaced by Tim on Herzog. And I thought it would be useful to play through this game from a sort of developer perspective, where we can talk through some engineering best practices as we do so. So without further ado, let's hop straight in. We'll start a new game here. So getting started, we have instructions here on the left, and we have a programming window on the right. So first program. Currently the only statements available are harvest and do a flip. So we have do a flip. And we can run the code in this window by pressing this play button on the left, and we can step through one line of code at a time using this button on the right. So do a flip, basically stalls for time. And if we call harvest, then that's going to harvest the grass down below and give us one hay. So unlocks over here, we can unlock loops with 5 hay, and then there's way more unlocks that we can look at. So let's collect 5 hay and get ourselves a loop. So okay, let's close this getting started. While loop, we've got the while loop and the values true and false. So while true, let's try harvesting. Okay, so this is going to keep collecting us hay for a long time. The loop will repeat all indented statements after the colon. So this works just like a normal while loop in Python. I think we're good with these instructions. Oh, we've got a little piggy bank. Nice. Unlocks. Okay, so we can get speed for 20, or grass increases the yield of grass for 100. So let's unlock speed. So now we have this problem. We're trying to harvest too frequently, so the grass isn't growing, but it's chopping us down to nothing. So the game is telling us we have this can harvest function. So if we can harvest, then we'll harvest. If not, we'll just do nothing. If we can harvest, then we'll harvest. So we got the speed unlocked, but it didn't actually do much for us because we're just kind of harvesting at the same speed that we were before. So we can plant, but we don't seem to have any space for that. We can expand. Grass increases the yield of grass. I think it's worth doing this first because we're already at 100, and that's just going to passively see every time we harvest now we're going to get 2. So we can plant, but I think we need to expand before we plant. So let's expand. Okay, so we have 3 things now. Your farm is growing. The space is not much use if you can't move the drone, so there is a new function move that moves the drone. Let's start making use of this. So I can keep harvesting that thing while I'm working on the new code. So I think we just want to move north a couple of times and then get back to the beginning and harvest in a row. So can we define functions yet? Functions. I mean, this is called f0, so it seems like this is probably a function. So let's call this harvest in a column. And in fact, I think we probably want this, like if can harvest to be its own function, because it's going to be a real pain to have to type if can harvest all the time. So let's create a new function as well here, which is like harvest if possible. And that's going to be just if can harvest, then harvest. Yeah. So harvest if possible is our new thing here. So harvest if possible. And this will teach us whether we can use functions. Error. Harvest if possible has never been defined. You must assign a value to a variable. Okay, so even though this was called f0, it wasn't a function. So let's try def. That would be the syntax in Python. So let's see if that's going to work for us. Unlocks functions must be unlocked. Okay, so we don't get functions yet. Oh, they're a while away. Okay, so we need carrots for functions. Okay. So let's create our harvest in a column function. So while true, we're gonna if we can harvest, we're gonna harvest. And then we're gonna move north. And then we want to do this multiple times. So what sort of loops do we have? We have while, we just have while. Okay. Look, I'm overcomplicating this. Harvest, move north. If can harvest. Harvest. In fact, I don't think we need this because of the speed. We can worry about speed much later. So harvest, move north, harvest, move north, harvest, and then we're going to move south. And then move south again. So let's change over to this one. So harvest, now we're doing it in a row. Okay, we have tons of hay, so let's just buy these things we can plant. Grass is nice because it grows automatically. All other plants have to be planted with the plant function. The only plant you can plant right now is a bush. Okay, wonder what a bush does. The drone can see what is under and where it is. Okay. The functions get pos x and get pos y returns the current x and y positions of the drone. Num items returns how many of an items you have. Get entity type, get grand type. Okay. Do a flip if you're for a bush. Let's buy operators. Ah, we don't have wood. Okay. Okay, so we're going to need some wood, which means that we need to plant some bush. Let's just plant a bush and see what happens. Plant entities bush. So let's run that. Okay, so that creates us a bush. And I'm guessing when this is fully grown, it's going to give us some wood. Okay, that gives us wood from a bush. I think, let's have a look at the unlocks menu. So we want debug, carrots, operators, variables are going to cost carrots, functions are going to cost carrots as well. We're going to need 100 wood, so let's start worrying about getting wood. I think for now, because we've got so much hay, we actually don't need any hay. I think we're aiming towards functions because that's going to really make things a lot more efficient. So we're going to plant a bush, move south because we're at the top right now, plant a bush and move south, plant a bush, and then we're going to move all the way back to the top. While we're not able to harvest, we'll just wait, and then we'll harvest, and then move south. And I can already see here that it would be really helpful to have some concept of lambdas, right? Because we're doing the same structure here. We're calling a function and then using the same movement pattern. The only difference between these two blocks of code is the function that we're calling in the middle. So if we could define a function that says it takes in another function, calls that function and then moves south, calls that function and then moves south, and so on, then it'd be really helpful to deduplicate this code. But for now, we just want to do this forever. So all of this wants to be indented. And let's see. So we're planting the bush. Error. What was the error there? Operators must be unlocked before this can be used. Can we unlock operators? No, we need some wood. Okay, I'm just going to assume that the thing is fully grown by the time we get there then. Okay, it's not fully grown. So let's just manually decide how many flips we need to do. So let's try doing a flip once and see what happens. Ah, of course we need to start in the top, which is a bit of a shame. Let's just call here move north. So one flip is not enough. So let's try 2 flips. 2 flips is also not enough. Okay, so 3 flips is enough. So this is going to collect us some wood. So let's take a look back at the unlocks menu. So we can unlock carrots with 100 wood. We can unlock debugging. I don't think we need that just yet. Operators will allow us to use that little optimization with can harvest. I think I'm going to get operators. So we've got not and or, and then we've got all the other arithmetic and comparison operators. So let's change this do a flip to be if not can harvest, do a flip. And we want to do this while we can't harvest. So now this is going to flip until we can harvest. And we don't need to do this every time we harvest because of the order that we're doing these things in. It's okay just to wait before the first one. So this is doing exactly the same thing that we did before, except it's a little nicer. And when we've got some more speed upgrades, I think this will only result in 2 flips or something, and we wouldn't have to change the code. So variables, assign values to variables. That's going to require some carrots. We could get debug shortly, but I think we're just waiting for carrots. Be nice. Oh, we can upgrade, so we can expand again. That would be very helpful. Your farm has expanded again. Now the tiles are no longer in a row, so you need to find a way to traverse a square grid. While with the while loop, this is not possible unless you unlock sensors and operators. It's time to introduce the for loop. Get world size is available now. It returns the side length of your farm. So is the farm always a square? Because it wasn't a square just then. Is the next one, it goes 4x4. I guess it's going to be a square from now on. So I think we're still in wood collecting mode. Let's just extend this. Let's not worry about loops for now. Let's gonna assume that we're gonna rush to functions. This plants one row, moves to the top. Then I'm gonna move east. Plants another row and moves back to the top. While not can harvest do a flip, but I anticipate that we'll probably be able to harvest right away. And then we move east and do all the harvesting again. This is getting a bit silly. It would be nice to do this with loops, but it's just kind of hard to traverse like this. So let's just get some wood, let's get some functions. At this point, we're at the top of the second column, so we need to move west again. So let's run this. Okay, so we're still flipping, which means that we are wasting a little bit of time. So it would be nice to use this third row as well. But we're very close now to carrots. What do we need here? This is just carrots and grass. We've already got 400 hay. So we can get straight to functions just by unlocking carrots and doing the same thing that we did with wood with carrots. So let's get ourselves carrots. And this time we're going to be planting carrots everywhere. And let's run this. Oh, we started in the wrong place. So let's get ourselves back to the top. And west. Okay. Okay, so carrots seem to work differently maybe. Maybe we need to harvest the grass first. Let's have a look. Before you can plant carrots with plant entity carrots, you have to do two new things. First, carrots can only grow on tilled soil. To till the soil is simply called till. The second new feature is that carrots need seeds to grow. You can buy carrot seeds with the new trade function. You can see the cost of any item in its tooltip. That's quite interesting. That's a lot more involved than wood. For now, let's keep... It is bush, right? Yeah. Let's keep harvesting some wood while we figure out what's going on with carrots. So we need to find out the cost of carrot seeds. So what do we have? Items, carrot, seed. Okay, so this costs us 1 wood and 1 hay. So we're going to run out of some wood at some point. Now we could trade for things immediately before we use them. That might be the easiest way. Since we've got plenty of hay, but we still need some wood, let's try doing till, trade for items, carrot seed. I don't know if this takes time at the moment or not. It probably takes time. And let's do this every time here. So we'll do 1 row of wood and 1 row of carrot seeds. Okay, so carrots take ages to grow at the moment, which means we need to make more use of the other squares in our farm. So let's use the game suggestion and start thinking in terms of for loops. So first let's try and traverse the grid and just harvest, say, hay for now. So for I in range get world size, for J in range get world size. So for every row, we want to basically do this sort of stuff. We'll start at the bottom left because the world's going to expand outwards like this. And we want to go, I don't know, what do we need? We definitely need some more wood. So let's do plant. I've also noticed that we're gaining carrot seeds somehow through this. So I guess trading for them gives us more, or are we calling trade too often? Seems to be growing grass or something. Oh, so till. We only need to call till once, it seems, and then we're good for forever to use that. So we need more wood. Anyway, we're gonna go plant, entities, bush, and then move north. And then at the end of this, we want to move east, and then move all the way back down to the bottom. So that's going to plant in the entire grid, I believe. At the end, let's move back to the beginning. This should take us back to the origin. So now we're ready to do all of this over again, but with harvesting. Harvest, harvest, and then move north. And then we're back to the origin again. And then we can wrap this whole thing in while true. But for now, let's just see what happens. So we need to be at the origin, which means we need to move west. And then we need to move south. So we're at the origin. Let's see what happens. Okay, nothing seems to happen. We can't plant on the carrots for the moment. Okay, so let's till and move north. And now we want to move down to the bottom. Oh, we're at the bottom. So if we move north off the edge of the grid, we get down to the origin again. Okay, that's pretty useful. So this moving east at the end is useful, but moving all the way south can be replaced by just moving north. So plant, move north, plant, move north. In fact, we don't need this move north at all, so we don't need this. Okay, this is simpler. And then this can be replaced with move west, but I think we've established that we don't need that either. What does this do now? So this works to harvest some wood, but it does seem like it's doing a little more movement than I'd like. But for now, let's get ourselves a bunch of wood. So yeah, what's going on right at the end here with this moving east, moving west? Probably this is not needed. Let's try removing that and getting us back to the origin again, so move west. Let's try getting a bunch of wood. Okay, this seems to be working for us. So we've got wood being collected. So let's see our upgrades again. So variables we can get. I mean, that's probably useful, right? For programming. What else can we get? Trees. We don't yet have access to those. Let's get variables. I can't think of a use for this right now, but I'm pretty sure variables are going to be useful. And functions, we need 100 carrots. So we're going to need some more carrots. So we've got carrot seeds at the moment. So this is going to be plant, harvest, carrots. I would like to know whether the ground below has been tilled or not before I plant. Get ground type, ground soil. Takes the time of one operation. That's disgusting. Okay, I don't think we want to waste the whole operation every time we want to plant a carrot. So let's do the carrot related setup, which is going to be go through everything and till it if it needs tilling, and then we can just assume that it's already tilled. I'd love a shortcut to de-indent. If what was it? Get ground type is not equal to grounds. I guess turf is the default ground, grass will automatically grow in it. So we need soil, then we're going to till it, and then we're going to move around. Alright, so that's our carrot related setup. We're also going to need to buy some seeds. So let's say if num items dot carrot seed is less than, I don't know, 100. 50. Let's do this while trade items carrot seed. Eventually this is going to bite us in the arse because we're not going to have enough stuff to trade for it, but let's worry about that when it comes to it. Now we want to plant carrot seeds and then harvest. Let's run this. So this is going to till all of our soil, then go back to the beginning, buy our carrot seeds. So now we have 50. Okay, you don't plant carrot seeds. What do you do with carrot seeds then? Plant entities carrot. Okay. Okay, we're still at the origin. This is going to check whether we can till, but we don't do anything because we can already till. We've got enough carrot seeds, so we don't do that. Now we go to the beginning and we wait for it to grow. Let's change this while true to be while num items carrot seed is greater than or equal to 9 for now. Or let's say get world size times get. Can we do squared, maybe? So this should stop when we've got fewer than 9 carrot seeds, hopefully. Okay, I'm just going to leave that running and let's jump back into the unlock. So we should be able to get functions now. Functions. Functions of values just like any other value. Cool, so we can pass in lambdas by the looks of it. That's going to be great. This is the sort of logic that we're doing a lot, where we traverse the entire grid and then do some stuff inside the grid. So let's create our function, which is going to be traverse grid. That's going to traverse the grid and call a specific function at every step of that grid. Before we do that, let's make sure that our drone is still being efficient. So let's harvest some more wood. So def traverse farm. We want to traverse the farm. This is going to assume that we're at the origin for now. In fact, let's create ourselves a new thing, which is like move to origin. And for now, that's not going to do anything. We're going to implement that in a second. We're just going to be careful to always call it when we're at the origin. So traverse farm is going to take in another function. Let's call this cell function. So we're going to first move to the origin. I'd love to be able to do... My instinct when writing code, right, is that I want to put types on everything. So even in Python, I'll always put type parameters. So here I sort of want to go call function, and that's going to be a callable, you know, so that I don't call it with just like the number 42. I want to always pass in a function, but I doubt that we have the ability to do that at the moment. So for now, I'm just going to have to remember. So move to origin, and then we do all this stuff. Instead of doing this, we're going to call the cell function. We can simplify both of these pieces of code now. Let's do the one that's not executing for now. So this is going to be, I wonder if you can use lambdas directly, or do I have to def? Let's call this def set ground type, and that's going to take in a ground type. And then if get ground type is not equal to that ground type, because there's only two, we're just going to toggle them. I could see in a future expansion, maybe they're going to have multiple ground types and we're going to have to do something a bit more careful. But for now, we want to set the ground type to be ground soil. And we want to do all of this within the traverse farm. Instead of this, we just do traverse farm, and we're going to call the function set ground type soil. Now, we don't want to call this and then pass in the argument. We want this to be a lambda. So I'm just going to try lambda like that. I think this would be the syntax in Python, but the fact that this isn't being highlighted, syntax highlighted, is not filling me with a huge amount of confidence. But let's see what happens. So let's stop this one when we get to the origin. Okay, we're not at the origin. I'm still going to cheat and do my move south. Okay, so we're at the origin. It really doesn't seem to like this, but let's step through it. Expected a comma or a closing bracket. Yeah. Okay, so we just need a function set soil, which is going to be set ground type grounds soil, and then we can pass in that function here, right? We're passing in the function here, not calling the function and then passing in the value that it returns. So let's see what this does now. Okay, it's not going to like any of this. We don't need it anymore. This should hopefully set the ground type to be soil for the entire grid, and it does. So traverse farm, we set it to soil. I'm going to have just my trading window over here, so this is going to be trading. So while num items, let's call it the target item or something. So target, in fact this can be a function, right? While we have purchase up to, let's say, so we're going to get up to the target of 50. And again, this is going to cause some problems if we run out of other resources, but we're just going to use this carefully. And let's get ourselves 50. So let's run this. And let's make it like get world size squared. Let's do this within the big loop. I wonder if this returns, like trade returns false or something if it fails. That would be useful. Trade item, if the item cannot be bought, it simply does nothing. Returns true if it was able to buy the item, false otherwise. Okay, that's great. Try successful. And if it wasn't successful, then we're going to return false. So that's going to break us out of this loop, and it's going to return false from the main method. And then eventually we were successful. So let's try while purchase up to the number of seeds that we need to traverse. Then we traverse the farm and plant carrots, and then traverse the farm if possible. Harvest if possible is going to be really common, so we'll have def harvest if possible. We're basically never going to use can harvest anymore. We're just going to use harvest if possible. If can harvest. In fact, let's make this waiting harvest or something. Waiting harvest. Where if we can't harvest, then we'll do a flip. Otherwise, we're going to harvest. So we're going to traverse, we're going to plant carrots, and then we're going to do a waiting harvest. So we need to implement this plant carrots thing. This is unfortunately another use case where lambdas would be really helpful. Are there really no lambdas? Doesn't seem like it. It would be super helpful to use lambdas. But for now, let's create ourselves a decorator style thing where it's going to be a function that returns another function. Yeah, maybe this is the best pattern. So we're going to have create planting function, and that needs an entity to plant. And that's going to create its own function inside it. So planting function plant the entity, and then we return the planting function. So here, plant carrots is going to be create planting function entities carrots. So this time we are calling the function as the argument because we call create planting function with the entities carrots, which creates another function to return. And we could do the same thing with set ground type, which we probably will down the line. But for now, let's just see if this works. Plant harvest carrot, so traverse the farm, setting it to, what did that not like? Oh, here, we're not returning planting function, we're returning the vanilla plant. So we need to return the planting function that we've just created. This already seems like the sort of structure that we might want to emulate for wood. We're not going to need to purchase anything, but we're still going to traverse the farm like this. This is already pretty efficient, right? So let's just bear in mind that in the future we might want to generalize this, might want to use this for bushes or trees. So trees we can purchase, let's unlock trees. That'll give us some more information about how we might want to generalize this in the future. So trees are a better way to get wood than bushes. They give 5 wood each. Like bushes, they can be planted on grass or soil. Okay, so they can be planted on both. Interesting. That makes our set soil. We're kind of always going to want it to be soil unless we need grass, right? So trees like to have some space. Oh, that's interesting. And planting them right next to each other will slow down their growth. The growing time is doubled for each tree that is on a tile directly to the north, east, west, or south. So if you plant trees on every tile, they will take 16 times longer to grow. That's super interesting. So we can't actually use the same format that we've been using so far for this because it'll be super slow. Now, do trees need acorns or seeds, or can you just plant them? Let's stop this and use our scratch pad over here to just try and plant the tree. Okay, that did nothing. Okay, let's harvest first, see if that's the problem. Plant entities tree. Again, that did nothing. Oh no, it did. It grew a tree that time. Okay, so we just can't plant it on top of carrots. That's cool. Still, for now, I'm going to keep the carrots going and we'll have a look at the unlocked menu, see what we need to target next. Sunflowers and power. What the hell does that mean? Okay. Watering the plants makes them grow faster. Okay, let's get that. Let's learn a bit about watering. Plants grow faster when they are watered. The ground has a water level ranging from 0 to 1. And we need water tanks to water our plants. A tank holds 0.25 water. Tanks fill up automatically. Gosh, this is complicated. Okay, so water could make it go faster, but to be honest with you, it's taking us longer to read the instructions than it is to harvest stuff, so we're not going to worry about that for now. I do think it's probably time to get ourselves some grass, get ourselves some hay. So we have, this is our method for getting carrots. Let's make our set ground type work a bit more like create planting function so that we can set the ground type to be turf. So we don't need this anymore. These feel like utilities that live somewhere else. Oh, we still need to implement move to origin at some point. Okay. This feels like a similar sort of set of utilities for now, so let's put them all here. This is our utilities space. We'll do the same thing over here. Although trading does feel a bit different. So we don't need trading, delete that. Move to origin. Again, that kind of lives up here, but it doesn't exist yet. So we're going to have the main thing that we're executing, and we're going to have a scratch pad for random little tests that we need to do. So we don't need this anymore. So for some hay, this is going to be, can we comment? There you go, hash. So this is for carrots. I'm sure there's more shortcuts than what I'm using. I'm just used to IDE shortcuts. So we want to traverse the farm and create ground type function, and this is going to be a ground type of soil. And then we want to traverse the farm for hay. We just wait. We just do the waiting harvest. So this is going to be, let's rename this to be main. Error expected a comma or a closing bracket. That's because we haven't closed this. Ah, this is called target ground type now. Okay, this is doing nothing. Why is this doing nothing? Create ground type function grounds soil. Oh, I guess we want turf. Okay, there we go. So we're going to get some hay. So let's take a look at our unlocks again and see what we should aim for. So we can expand again. Yep, we should definitely do that. We probably need to implement this move to origin function at this point because it's starting to get a little silly. Let's try that, see if that works. Okay, that moved just to origin. So let's keep harvesting some hay. Have a look at the unlocks while we're doing that. So expand, we need some pumpkins. Speed, we can get that, so let's get some speed. Grass, increases the yield of grass. Yeah, let's get us some more grass. Okay, so this just cost hay, so we just get uber grass for now. So we're going faster, we're getting more grass. Great. Carrots upgrade. Trees upgrade. Sunflowers multi-trade. We don't really need this because we have our function to do this for us at the moment. Unlocks min-max, abs, and random. Pumpkins. Okay. So we need pumpkins for utilities. Dinosaurs, cactus, auto unlock. Oh, auto unlock. That sounds useful because going into this menu is kind of, I keep forgetting to do it. So let's see. Okay, speed. We can still do this, so let's get more speed. And now we're short on wood and carrots again. I do appreciate that trees are going to be more efficient than bushes to get us some wood again, but for now I kind of just want to plant bushes because I know that what we've got here works for bushes. We're going to have to do something a little more advanced for trees. And I think we kind of eventually want to be in a world where we've got a hybrid farm where we're farming different types of things at the same time, rather than just specializing in one object. But for now, I think we need more wood and we need more carrots. So let's just update this. So we want turf. I think it said they didn't matter whether you planted bushes on turf or soil. We want to traverse the farm with a planting function that creates bushes. See, now we're starting to see the power of some of these utilities that we've created. Because create planting function and traverse farm are so generic, then we can just run these and it's going to plant bushes for us this time. So this is a super nice way of getting a single specialized resource out of the farm. And you can see that all I did there to change grass to bushes was change a couple of variables here. So I'm thinking about abstracting that away so I can just have one function that I can quickly change between. So let's create another sort of higher level set of utility functions here. So these are our low level utility functions. We're going to create a higher level of abstraction here. And then we're still going to have our main, which is the thing that we're actually executing. So while that's running, I'm going to create this def plant and harvest. And we've got some options here, right? We have a target ground function, which is going to be different for different types of entities. We've got potentially some seeds, and then we have the thing that we're actually trying to plant. Let's do target ground type, which could be nullable, but for now I'm just going to make it not nullable, so I'm going to assume that this is present. But then we'll have seed type, which might be null, so this is like an optional seed. Obviously we don't have type hints in this editor, but what I'm trying to say is that we might pass none in here, so we'll have to handle that none case. And then we have the entity to plant, which again is also going to be nullable. So let's traverse the farm and set the target ground type. We're always going to want to do this, so this is not nullable. And then if we need some seeds, so if seed type, in Python it would be is not none, but maybe it's not equal to none in this language. And again, we're kind of going to need to do this while loop in case we run out of the starting resources. I guess it would just halt execution if it doesn't work. Let's just go ahead. Let's just write the code. Sometimes it's better to write the code, get it working, and then you can worry about making it pretty afterwards. So let's get it working first. The seed type is going to be this thing. Seed type. Let's call it item, seed item, because that's what it's called in the constants that the game gives us. If the seed item is not none, purchase enough to cover the entire world. If that worked, if we've got enough seeds for the entire world, then we are going to go ahead and traverse farm with the planting function, which is going to be the entity to plant. And I'm going to go ahead and assume that if we've got a seed type, then we're going to have an entity to plant. I don't think there's going to be a case where the seed item is not none, but there's nothing to plant, because that doesn't really make sense. So that's going to be the case if the seed item is not none. Otherwise, while true, if we have an entity to plant, if entity to plant is not none, then we're going to plant that. And then we traverse the farm and we do the waiting harvest. You can see that there's duplication between these two branches. There's ways that we could get around this. But for now, we'll go ahead with the duplication. Like I said, let's make it work, and then let's worry about making it pretty. So I already saw that it didn't like this is. I think I was correct in saying that we probably want to just do not equals none for this. Okay, so what did I say? We need some wood. We've been getting wood all this time, so let's try this with carrots then. So the target ground type is going to be ground soil. The seed item is going to be items carrot seed, and the entity to plant is going to be entities carrots. So hopefully this does the business. So it goes through, sets the target ground type for us, purchases a bunch of seeds, and then it goes ahead and plants the carrots, waits, and then eventually it's going to harvest them. So that worked a treat. That would create us carrots forever. So let's just go ahead and say what it would look like for wood and for grass. So for wood, again, I'm just going to go for turf because it's kind of annoying me that it's not actually strictly necessary to make this turf. So we'll probably go back and change that. But just to demonstrate that when we don't need a seed, that this function should still do the job, we're going to set it to turf, say we don't have a seed, but we want to plant the entity's bush. And this should hopefully do wood. So it's going ahead and setting the ground type to turf, goes ahead and plants the bushes without getting the seeds in the first place, and then it's going to harvest them. So like I said, it'd be nice if we could make the target ground type optional. So let's do that. If target ground type is not none, then we do this. So the bush doesn't actually care what type it's planted on. And just to verify that, let's move to the origin and let's traverse the farm with a ground type of soil. So this is going to go and till everything. And this should still work for planting bushes as far as I understand it. Yes, it does. Great. And then a final demonstration of this plant and harvest method. We definitely need the ground type to be turf for hay. We don't have any seeds and we don't plant anything. This should go ahead and set the entire farm to be turf. It doesn't buy any seeds, it doesn't plant anything, it just goes through and harvests. So now we have this super cool plant and harvest function that's able to plant and harvest everything that we've worked with so far. It doesn't work with trees because they're a little more complex, and we haven't seen how pumpkins work or any of the unlocks work. But that seems like a really logical place for us to stop today. I think I'm quite happy with the progress. There's many things we could do to make this code better, and there's more unlocks to discover. But just let me know how you found this video. Did you enjoy it? If you want to see more of this, let me know in the comments, and I'll create another doing some slightly more advanced stuff in this game.